Welcome back to Cage Talk. I'm your host, Buck. I'm my co-host, Nick, over here on the side. And joining us in the studio right now is... I kind of want to give you a nickname. Like the Tap Out guys. I think I actually wrote a blog with your nickname in it.
Did you?
Yeah, it said Greg Genghis Khan Jackson.
Well, it's an honor to even be associated with the greatest general of all time. So even though it is not me, it is an honor to be even said in the same sentence.
Yeah. You know what, man? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for supporting us. And,
oh, yeah. No, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, we always enjoy having you on the show. So
honor.
We just wanted to get you in, man. We thought the people out there, the listeners and the viewers, would really enjoy just kind of digging in your head, man, and seeing kind of what makes Greg Jackson tick, because we've got a list of questions from MMA forums and people that they want to know things like we'll get into them in a minute. But what's going on with you right now? What's happening with the Jackson's camp and you personally?
Well, I am looking forward to an evening off. I don't get many of those, so it's nice to have them with my family at the moment, and we're going to have a nice evening off. We're just getting prepared for up-and-coming fights. We've got so many of them. So the next on the list is Joey, so we're getting ready for, we're doing Joey's kind of his last couple days of preparation before we head out to the fight, and then one right after the other. I mean, we've got them stacked deep, so I'm just keeping my head above water and doing what I love, which is training fighters and doing game plans.
Where's the Showtime fight going to be?
Mississippi.
Yeah, it's right outside of
Memphis.
Memphis, thank you.
And who's Joey's opponent?
David Loazo, who's very
You didn't know that?
tough.
I did know it. I just forgot it for about 2 seconds, of course. Who's that guy? Never heard of him.
Yeah, Loazo, it's going to be a great fight. Loazo gives us a lot of problems, which is the fun part for me. So I'm fully hoping and expecting a 3-round war, because if it's shorter than that, I get bored. So I want to make sure that I have a good 3 rounds to enact what I get to do, which is, professional cheerleading. So.
Right. Now, do you think taking Joey into a situation like this with David Loazo, I mean, he's coming off of, his last 2 fights he lost, right? He lost
just the last one. We fought Kronk in between there.
Oh, okay. All right, so he had Franklin and...
Loazo's fight?
Yeah,
Loazo's
fight.
Yeah. Okay, I thought you were talking about Joey. Yeah, Loazo has his back to the wall for this fight.
Yeah, he's down 2 fights, right? His last fight was Franklin, and then his fight after that was Mike Swick.
Right. And, so his back is to the wall, which makes him a dangerous opponent, and that's what we want. We don't want to fight a Loazo that fought Swick.
Right.
Because everyone's going to say, at that point, like they're already saying with Mike, who's a great guy, oh, well, if Loazo would have fought the way he did in the 3rd round, he would have beat you, and which isn't necessarily true, but you get that. We want to fight the best Loazo, the most desperate Loazo. That's the one we want. We want a challenge. We want to make sure we're fighting the toughest guy we can. So it's perfect for us.
Right.
For us, it's perfect.
What's your plan going into that with Joey? I mean, do you...
I want to win. That would be my plan. We have, without giving too much away, we have a game plan that we want to play to Joey's strengths and to Loazo's weaknesses. So Loazo accelerates really well, and he controls the distance really well. He's going to be expecting Joey to just kind of plod in forward on him. So we're going to have to watch how he closes that distance and control that space. And then... do what Joey's good at, which is hitting really hard. Yeah. So.
Loazo seemed kind of flat-footed in that last fight with Swick, just like he was kind of lumbering, just kind of...
hardly, He was just such a different fighter for those last 2 fights because it's in his head.
Right.
Especially after Franklin. That, he's... I'm expecting him to be the old Loazo in this fight, not the one that's kind of gun-shy, but the one that's going to try to take Joey out.
Right. Now, how dangerous is that for a fighter? I mean, how serious is that for a fighter when they get something like that into their head? I mean, he's coming off of two really big losses. I mean, is this like the...
This will make or break
the breaking
Loazo.
point?
Yeah, this will make or break Loazo. He hasn't been here before with these kind of losses back-to-back. He hasn't been tested mentally like this before. So this will make or break Loazo. His back's really to the wall, so he's going to have to come out swinging.
Right. If you're just joining us right now, we're talking with Coach Greg Jackson, and it is our 3rd edition of Cage Talk. And thanks for coming in. We're talking about Joey Villaseñor's fight coming up with David Loazo. It's going to be on Showtime February 10th. It's in Mississippi, and it's the Elite Extreme Combat League. And it's their first outing. What do you think about their main event?
Who is the main event right now? Is it Shamrock still?
Supposed to be Shamrock and Henzo.
Okay, yeah. So I've been hearing that it is and it isn't. That's great. They're both great game fighters. It'll be a heck of a show, I'm sure. Yeah, it's two tough old school guys.
Do you think Shamrock's just going to destroy
Oh, no.
Henzo? That's what a
No,
lot
no.
of people are saying.
No, Henzo's tougher than you give
Tougher
him credit
than-
for. I don't actually know how to call that one,
Right.
just because I haven't seen Shamrock in a while. But Henzo's tough. I mean, he just
Yeah.
beat Milicic, and
Oh, yeah.
and so yeah, and he also beat Newton.
Yeah.
So
Right, yeah.
don't underestimate Henzo. He's not only is he a great guy, but he's just tough as nails. So
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think he'll get walked over.
Talking about Coach Milicic, that's one of the things that one of the people from the fight forums wanted to know.
Uh-huh.
They said, who would win the fight, Coach Greg Jackson or Coach Pat Milicic?
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I'm more of a coach, I guess, than a fighter. Really. I mean, we're two different weight classes. Number one, he's much heavier than I am.
Yeah.
I'd be a 155er, and he's 70 or 85? I think he's 70.
I think he's 70.
So yeah, he's a good 15. Fights a good 15 pounds heavier than me, but he's got a lot of experience, and he's got world titles to his credit. I don't really have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
But
I
you
couldn't-
could have.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you who'd win that fight.
Right.
But he's got certainly much more credentials than I do. That's
Right.
for sure.
When was the last time you were in a scrap, like a real good
Oh,
scrap?
it's good knockdown street fight
Yeah.
has been.
It's been years, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, since before I got married. So, and hopefully I'll never get another one. I'd say at least 8 years ago.
Wow.
So yeah, and hopefully I'll never fight again. So all you, my students that are listening, don't fight. It's not good. Do it in the cage.
All right. Another one of the questions that came up with from the MMA forums is, what do you think about the Jardine Evans controversy? People wanting
There's no controversy. It's just drummed up stuff. Dana, I think, was just testing the water just to see what the reaction would be. But they're not going to fight, so
Yeah.
there's no real controversy there. Sometimes something gets said and people make it into a mountain when it's really a molehill. I'm telling you, those two are close, and I don't mean
Yeah.
close.
I know, man.
like,
They're tight like brothers.
Yeah,
I mean, it's-
exactly. So even let's say you got the fight, it'd be the worst fight ever
Yeah.
because neither of them
Yeah.
would want to hit each other. You know what I mean? Really. I mean, so
Probably a
all these
grappling
people,
match.
yeah, all these people like clamoring for this big fight would be like, well, this sucks. Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty pointless. It'll die down after a while, I'm sure.
Yeah. Who do you think the first person from the Jacksons team that's going to get a title shot is going to be?
I'm not sure. That's a very good question. It changes so much with the UFC, and we're completely in their hands, right? I love the UFC. They're so good to us. They're so
Yeah.
nice to us.
Us too.
Yeah.
So thank you, UFC.
Right, that's right. If you're listening, we love you. So I don't know which of our guys is going to be stepping up first. And frankly, we have such a young team that I'm not in a huge hurry. I
Sure.
mean, our oldest guys are in their early 30s, and I mean like 30 or 31 just
Right.
barely. So they've got 8 to 10 more years, and that's the oldest ones. And then you go back to like Diego and Rashad and Nate Marquardt, those guys are in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
So you're talking another 5 years on top of that. So am I in like this rush, I've got to get a title with these guys? Not at all. We're going to take our time. We're going to do it right. We're going to bring them up right. And when it's time, all of them are ready right now. All of them could fight for it right
Sure.
now. But saying that, we're in no hurry.
Okay. I had a caller call into my radio program the other day, and they said a fight that they would like to see would be Quentin Jackson and Rashad Evans.
Yeah, that would be a heck of a fight.
That would be a heck of a fight.
We love Quentin. We go back a long way, being a fellow Jackson. So he is a really cool guy from the King of the Cage days when I first got to know him, and he's one of those people that success hasn't changed at all, which is rare for fighters. A lot of times it blows their head right up. But no, he's a great guy.
Right.
So yeah, it'd be an honor to fight him. Absolutely, for Rashad.
Yeah.
Absolutely.